In this video, we are looking at the two biggest cryptos that exist, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, I want you guys to watch this video till the end if you can make it, because this will give you more of a crystal clear idea of what could potentially happen in the market. It will be a realistic prediction, not moon boy numbers that lead you to hold forever and not actually make any gains or capitalize in this market. So the next 3 months in this market is critical. Absolutely critical, guys. We're sitting at a $3.97 trillion market capital for the blockchain space, and anyone that's fudding on blockchain right now when we've got a $4 trillion asset class is, in my opinion, just crazy, just silly, loony behavior. So we've got $4 trillion. This is brilliant. History has been made. So we're looking at Ethereum and, of course, Bitcoin. So quickly, just some news. Crypto whale just scooped up $100 million in Bitcoin very recently. Is this a spark of the next bull run or just market manipulation on the way? I will admit the market does feel a bit strange. It's summertime. There's not much retail FOMO going on. It feels very much like enterprise and government FOMO right now. Now, we've also got Sharplink going all in on Ethereum. Sharplink just acquired another $200 million, making them the second largest treasury for Ethereum, or pretty much corporate holder, which is also very, very bullish right now. So let's look at the price. Let's look at the price. Hope you guys are doing well. By the way, do subscribe if you're new here. Brilliant day for Ethereum. This is absolutely amazing. Look at that. That is incredible. The volatility here is just insane. We're at 4.3K just yesterday. Came down to 4.1K, and now we're back up to 4.29K. Very, very volatile is Ethereum right now. So we're going to check out some of the analysis. This is the ETH/USD chart here. And I do want to talk about kind of where we are along the lines of when can this bull run end? Is it extended? What's going to happen next? Now looking at Ethereum, let's quickly revert back to our Ethereum dominance chart. ETH dominance has been rising continuously. And we actually have been looking at this ETH dominance chart, and what we want to achieve is a 15% market dominance for Ethereum and adjusted to inflation. This should give Ethereum around a $4,700 price target, 4.7K. If we can get this Ethereum dominance back to around this sort of region here, if we go higher, that's when we start to see our $5,000 Ethereum and furthermore. So ETH dominance could rise to 15%. And this is something we've been talking about for a long time, and historically, this is where Ethereum dominance always comes back to during the peak of a bull run. So we had it in sort of 2021, 2022, when Bitcoin takes its run again. We dollar cost average down here in April 2025. And just to prove this to you, in my group here, you can see that we actually did exactly that. I gave it to my Discord, so check the Discord. It's down below. It's completely free. Now, if I click here, it's going to show you in April on the 4/7/2025, we were speaking about Ethereum at $1,500. Got my group to buy it. So if you're looking for alphas, early insights, and all that juicy stuff, check out the Patreon down below. This is where you can make big gains, and it's just a monthly subscription. You can pay annually if you wish, and you can also be refunded if you don't like the service, but this will give you future signals, trading signals, spot signals, early alpha, stealth launches, free sales, the whole lot. Patreon link is down below. Have a little look at it. Let's flip back to what we're looking at. So we're looking at the Ethereum dominance, and the Ethereum dominance is what's important here. Now, I don't know if truly it will go back to 20% dominance, but I do think we could see the ETH dominance at least, maybe if we're very, very lucky, go to like 16 to 17%. That would be beautiful. It would be absolutely incredible if it could do that. Now, of course, it's going to diminish a little bit because every single time that we have a new market cycle, there's more competition. There's more layer ones, layer twos, blockchains, and this is going to steal market share for Ethereum. Think about it. Solana now exists and other big chains capturing that market share that Ethereum once had. Now, this is good so far. The trajectory is good, and I think it is possible to see Ethereum go to $4,700. And with this in mind, because I'm not going to rule out that Ethereum could also go to 20% market dominance, it would mean that Ethereum would have an $800 billion market capital. So that would put it around $6,000 to $7,000 because we have a $4 trillion market cap. 20% of that on dominance is $800 billion on a market capitalization basis, which would put the price pretty darn high. So for that reason, yeah, I think Ethereum can make an all-time high very, very soon. Feel like it's going to happen. Could happen. Probably will happen. Now, retracement-wise, if we look at the fib retracements, the targets we've got here For Ethereum, if you just want to be hyper bullish, anywhere between $5,200 and $8,400 is probably where Ethereum could likely end up. Now, the thing is, we are pretty overbought. Wait, what's going on? Here we are. We're pretty overbought on the relative strength index, and this happened in February 2024 in the weekly time frame, and then we climbed back down in price. Right now, we're very overbought. So we can see we're sitting at 70 on the RSI, which is typically not a great thing. So for Ethereum, I think, yes, there could be upside, but we could also have a lot of short-term downside, and it all is very hard to predict exactly what's going to happen next, which is, you know, why I'm giving you the best bullish scenario, the most realistic bullish scenario in the crypto market. What else could happen? We could flop back down to $2,700, and then we could also continue to the upside. So we don't know how this could play out. If that happens, I might even buy back in at 2.8K and then hope to ride Ethereum through to sort of the late end of the year. That could be a good play as well, something I would personally entertain myself with. So yeah, ETH dominance, ETH price, that's what I think could happen. How about for Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin's a whole different story. $2.38 trillion market cap, 119.9K right now. Looking at the charts, looking at the chart of Bitcoin, that is how I always pictured it would eventually look. And I always said if it ever looks like that, it looks like it's going to come down in price. And I think that really is insane. It's gone from $16,000 to $120,000. So that's a 6x now. So we're very lucky for a 6x, by the way, because the last cycle we had 3.4K up to 66K. So we had a 20x last cycle, a 6x so far this cycle. So that's why I think maybe $160,000 is actually possibly realistic for Bitcoin this particular cycle. But anyway, looking at the BLX chart, we can check out our logarithmic regression chart. Turn this on. We're going to see if it's going to work for us. Yeah, so we can see we're getting closer now to the top band of this logarithmic regression chart. Now, I've got a lot of noise here, a lot of information, so I'm going to try and remove some little bits. Yeah, I've got my ape in little territory there. So effectively, let's just move some more noise, distortion. Okay, so effectively, last cycle, guys, when we hit the top over here, in our red region, $60,000, $65,000 was it? Fast forward to where we are now, and you know, if we go to that same threshold, that same upper logarithmic regression, we're looking at around $150,000 to $160,000. So my price prediction is between $150,000 and $167,000. This is where I would take my profits on Bitcoin, and I would call that a day. I'd call it a day. If Bitcoin goes there, I'd be very happy. I would take those profits, and then I would anticipate some downside. Because even to see the price where it is right now it's absolutely insane. So profit is profit. And if you were someone that bought down in the bear market and Bitcoin, you know, went from $16,400 to $160,000, that's an 871% increase in price. The previous market cycle bottom was around here, 3.1K, and that went up 1,972%. So diminishing returns is for sure something that is a reality here, and you can see this is true. But yeah, 140 to 160K is what I think could happen for Bitcoin. Looking at the daily time frame, we've been kind of chopped off. You can see we've had a lot of resistance recently. 15th July, also here on the 12th of August. So yeah, lots of selling pressure around these $120,000 price levels. I guess some early whales are indeed taking profits, which is absolutely fine. It's going to happen, and there's certainly enough people in the world to keep Bitcoin healthy and moving and looking strong. So right now, you know, again, I think looking at the trajectory of Bitcoin, this isn't an all-time high territory. This is price discovery. If we get continuity, we could be looking at, you know, $125,000, $126,000, $128,000 to be realistic. That would take us to a very healthy new target of a 7% move to the upside, and $140,000 for the next few weeks that we could potentially see here for Bitcoin. So mega excited, guys, mega excited. I think both Ethereum and Bitcoin have big potential. It's hard to get them running massively at the same time. It works if there's a lot of new liquidity entering the market and the global market capital increases, as in we go to 5 trillion, we go to 6 trillion. That would be incredible. Otherwise, you get Bitcoin dominance drops. We have to see Bitcoin crash in order for Ethereum to rise. And right now, we've got a $4 trillion market capitalization. The market looks beautiful. And yeah, really, really hope something good's going to happen here. Do consider the Patreon. It's all down below, guys. Look at it. Have a look. Research which package you think is best for you. Just looking here in my Discord right now, we can see a lot of people are making some big trading wins on a daily basis. So no matter where you are in the world, have a look at my Discord. It's free to join. Check out my Patreon as well if you want to get into the mentorship, the VIP side as well, guys. And guys, don't sleep on Bitfinex. This is a great exchange. They're giving away trading bonuses right now for newcomers to the market. Have a look. The link is down below. Get signed up. No KYC, globally accessible. A great, solid, secure exchange where we can trade memes, alt, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can do staking. You can do futures trading, and you can do copy trading. And there's so many other cool features. So have a little sign up down below, guys. And thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, comment. As always, do your own research. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't get too greedy, because the last 3 to 6 bumps of the bull run is the most important, because the Icarus effect is out there. The bigger, the faster something grows, the harder it will fall. And you don't want to be that person that has to wait 3 years again just to make back your profits. If you bought late with this bull run, it's very important. Very important that you do capitalize. If you bought late, if you bought early, 2022, 2023, you're fine. Okay, you can chill. The crypto market will crash and you'll probably still stay in profit no matter what. However, if you did buy late, and I mean, if you bought Bitcoin at 80, 90, 100, 110K, you're at risk of losing when the bear market comes around. So take your profits and enjoy them. Profit is always good, guys. Profit is profit. And at the end of the day, that's why we're in this market, okay? So yeah, looks absolutely insane, this logarithmic chart here. Actually, this isn't even logarithmic. But looking at it, you can really start to see that we're drawing a bit of a, this kind of thing going on. Of course, that's interesting. I've not looked at it from this angle, actually, for a long time. So I've always been looking at the BLX chart here instead on the logarithmic regression. So very similar, except this one is much more linear. And we're looking at straight lines rather than the rainbow. So yeah, guys, I'm dragging on. If you made it to the end of this video, you're a legend. See you soon.